Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing 7 simple habits that have really been transforming my life lately. They've been helping me to really break free from a lot of long-held cycles of burnout and self-doubt, giving me a lot of space to finally invest in my mind and body and just cultivate joy within my daily life. So the first habit that has completely transformed my life is going outside every single day. I'm the type of person that can stay home almost all day, every day. When quarantine first began, I pretty much stayed home every single day except for the occasional grocery run or restaurant takeout. A few weeks ago, I went on a hike with my best friend, and it reminded me how refreshing and life-giving it is to be able to spend time out in nature. Ever since then, I've made it a daily goal to start off my mornings outside on my patio, whether it be reading a book, journaling, or just working on my laptop. I wasn't sure how it was going to impact me at first, but honestly, it has made such a difference in my mood and mindset. There's something about the cool, fresh air, the gentle morning sun, the birds chirping in the distance, and well, the occasional rain since we are in Seattle, that reminds me how precious life is, how beautiful it can be if we just pause and embrace it in all its simplicity. The second habit, and definitely my favorite habit, is reading at least one chapter of a book every single day. For me, I've especially been resonating with self-help and spiritual growth books like The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and Atomic Habits by James Clear. So many people have raved about these books here on YouTube, and now I totally understand why. I used to battle so much anxiety every single day, and it often stemmed from constantly feeling like I'm not doing enough, or I'm falling behind, or I'm never going to be successful. Especially being in quarantine, the one voice I listened to the most was my own. So when I spoke words of fear, doubt, and inadequacy to myself, those words were all I ever believed. Learning to make space to read at least one chapter in a book every single day has allowed my mind to be filled with so many more inspiring and hopeful voices. Especially in this particularly doubtful and discouraged season of my life, choosing to read books on cultivating real joy and truly embracing this life that we have has been so transformative. The third habit that has transformed my life is journaling daily. I've always loved journaling, but didn't always make it a daily habit. What would end up happening is I would get really stressed, burnt out, or off-center, and then finally I would journal and process everything I was going through and come to a bunch of awesome conclusions. But then my stress and anxiety would pile up all over again because I waited weeks and weeks to finally journal and process what I was going through. This month, along with reading every single morning, I decided to journal every morning. This combination of reading and journaling has been a great combination for me because I often have so many thoughts and epiphanies for my readings that I can't wait to write them all down and process how I want to apply them to my life. The fourth habit that has been completely transforming my life is speaking loving and encouraging words to myself every single day. By the words of Don Miguel Ruiz in his book, The 4 Agreements, the human mind is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. The word is like a seed, and the human mind is so fertile. The only problem is that too often it is fertile for the seeds of fear. every human mind is fertile, but only for those kinds of seeds it is prepared for. What is important is to see which kinds of seeds our mind is fertile for, and to prepare it to receive the seeds of love. Through our words, we either plant seeds of love or we plant seeds of fear. I used to think that thoughts were just thoughts and they have no physical impact on me, but that is so not the case. The words we think and say to ourselves have immense power to shape our reality and impact every action and decision. It wasn't until I started challenging myself to consciously speak loving and encouraging words to myself that I realized how often I subconsciously do the exact opposite. How often I beat myself up in my own mind and perpetuate this belief that I'm not good enough, that I'm a burden to the people around me. Once I began thinking beautiful and loving thoughts about myself, once I learned to truly embrace who I am, it was like I finally gave myself the power and authority to fight and destroy all the negative thoughts and self-doubts that have once teared me down on a daily basis. The fifth habit that has transformed my life is nourishing my body with more fruits and vegetables every day. To be completely honest, I feel like Alan and I treated our first year of marriage kind of like a nutritional honeymoon. We kind of just ate whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted, and usually that meant meat. Lots of meat. Or noodles. I love noodles. I mean, we did a decent job of making sure we had vegetables in our diet, but honestly, fruit was the last thing on our minds. After 1 year of marriage, we have decided to be a lot more mindful about what we put in our bodies. Usually, I have a habit of eating all my meat first in my meals, and then by the time I'm done, I'm so full that I only have room for like a few bites of vegetables. But now I'm switching the order around, so I try to fill my tummy with more vegetables in the beginning of my meal so that I have a better balance of vegetables and meat throughout. Something else that Alan and I have been incorporating is making sure we eat fruit every single day at 2 p.m. So every day at 2, my calendar alarm will go off and remind us that it's time to cut some fruit. It has made our days so much more colorful and intentional because we know that we are doing our best to nourish our bodies and take care of it for the long run. The sixth habit that has been transforming my life is drinking more water every day. Growing up, I didn't think much about drinking water. My family would often remind me to drink water, but every time I did, I would just take like a sip or two and call it good. For 25 years until I got married, I think I probably drank like 1 cup of water a day, maybe 2 cups if I worked out that day and felt extra thirsty. I honestly had no idea I even had a problem with drinking enough water until I began living with Alan and realized how much Alan truly drinks water. Every day I'm like working through the first sips of my Hydro Flask water bottle and he's already on his refill. It's honestly mind-blowing. Ever since drinking more water, I've felt an increase in my energy, an improvement in my skin, and just better confidence overall because I know that I'm caring for my body in the way that it needs. The seventh habit that has been transforming my life is working out every day. When quarantine first began, my best friends came up with the idea of doing YouTube workouts together through Zoom every day at 3 p.m. It was so fun and we got so fit and strong because of it. However, once I started my YouTube channel in July, I became extremely obsessed with working on my videos all the time and I stopped working out with my friends because I feared that taking that 1 hour out to work out every day would just be too much and would take time away from all the other things I needed to do for my YouTube channel. After severe burnout and several mental breakdowns, which is a big reason why I stepped away from YouTube for a little bit, I took a step back and began to invest in myself again through working out, listening to my mind and body, and adjusting my YouTube goals to better align with a healthier and more joyful lifestyle. What's crazy is once I slowed down and set a pace that actually worked better for me, I got closer to reaching my goals than ever before because I was actually working out of a place of love and joy already, rather than striving and searching for a joy that could only be found in the future. As you think about your own life, what is one thing that you can do to cultivate joy within your life today and to truly give your mind and body the love that they deserve? It could be something from the list I shared today, or it could be something completely different, something completely unique to you. You are the only person who knows yourself best. How will you cherish and invest in yourself today? Thank you so much for joining me today and allowing us to journey through life together. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If there's anything that I mentioned today that you'd like me to share more in depth about in future videos, please do let me know. Thanks again so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.